most of what I did thereafter was advocating for women on the ward as well as in the community. So mental health services. The other thing, just recently, during the pandemic, I took time and retrained as a certified coach. Obviously, to link it with what I'm doing now, I decided to do as I certified to train for it professionally, so that people are not doubting what sort of a coach I am. So I qualified as I'm a certified a coach, and I'm launching my coaching service officially end of the month on 26th of June. In a nutshell, I think that's about me. I regard myself as a grandmother. My children don't want to give me a grandchild yet, but I took the pleasure of being a grandmother to all my nieces' children.
Wow.
So in a nutshell, that is all about me.
Wow. Thank you so much. Wow. What an amazing profile that you have. It really shows that you're a woman that is.
And I'm 63. Sorry.
Okay.
I'll be 63 in October, yeah.
Wow. You look so great. It doesn't even show that you're that age. Wow. Congratulations. Thank you so much for sharing, about yourself. And I see that you are somebody that has passion
Wow.
for people. You are someone that has a passion for helping people and empowering people. And I believe that's why we even ended up finding ourselves in the same community. I'll say kudos to you and congratulations. Just keep on being who you are, being this amazing woman that is, I love when I see our own people from our own community, excuse me to say, maybe let me say from the African or from the African people, when they're rising up and taking charge. It gives me so much pleasure and gives me so much joy. So I don't before maybe we go ahead and share your testimony for your daughter. Is there anything that you like to share about your health journey? Maybe let me start by asking you, what was your mindset about health, like maybe from growing up until this particular moment? Would you like to share? Were you someone that was health conscious? Did you used to eat healthy? Were you someone that used to be very like particular about fitness, exercising, and so on?
Thank you very much, Bianca. Yes, mindset is everything, really. Mindset is everything, because depending on your mindset, you can either do something or do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I became very, very passionate with eating well and being conscious of what I'm doing when my elder sister had breast cancer. Mm-hmm. And I had to research on it to see what we can be doing to make sure to minimize the side effect of the therapies. Okay. So it was from there, and I got a book which I bought for £1, Food Your Miracle Healer. Those days in 1989, mm-hmm. They used to sell. They used to give offers: buy one book and get two for £1. So I bought one book and I chose two for £1. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the book I chose. So when my sister got that situation, I started researching, even though I was already using it. But from there, we had to change the diet. Mm-hmm. And from that point, we moved to organic food based on what I was getting from my research, mainly to help my sister, because my sister was someone who loves T-bone. And she used to love a lot of meat. So the only way we could change, the only way we could eat a lot of cabbage, the only way we could drink carrot juice was if everybody else is eating the same food. So it was at that point that I got more interested in health aspect of our being as human being. Mm-hmm. So my mindset was right when I was confronted with my daughter. Before I can even, my daughter, when she was born with a hole in the heart. And if as a baby, her condition was so bad that we were told she may not see her first birthday. So the situation has been like that. But when it came to 2021, I'm looking at 20, just before COVID. Yes, she has been up and down health-wise. And God works in mysterious ways, in the sense that when she was, when we were told she may not see her first birthday, for me, I just decided that I can't go back home with a child with a heart condition. If in this country, I'm in London, and the only hospital which actually identified it was Great Ormond Street. That was the only hospital which could handle that. So what more in Africa? Yes, my condition of service with the central bank, I was entitled for treatment in South Africa. But if there was only one hospital in London, in UK, and people from Manchester and elsewhere were coming to Great Ormond Street. What more in Africa? So I decided, no, I'm not moving until if my daughter will die, then after I bury her, that's when I'll go back home. So that's how we stayed. And my daughter refused to die. This August, she will be 30. So, but the one thing that came, so I was actually, because I've been conscious of her health. When I went to Zambia in 2019 on holiday, before I went, her health wasn't very good. And they had done some tests to check why she was vomiting continuously. And she was having some diarrhea. So they did, the test where they check everything, the whole canal from, So when I left for the holiday, the results from there were not out. But her health condition was pretty bad, in the sense that her immunity was at the level of 20. And I told her dad when I was leaving that you have to make sure that you keep an eye on her, because it's only a parent. There are times when it's only a parent who can stand certain things. She won't be able to take the medication. She won't be able to do certain things. Please keep an eye. I'm going. So when I was while I was in Zambia, the results came. I think maybe the results came a week before coming back.
Mm.
The first thing, we were invited with my sister by our friends for lunch, and my nephew was driving. So my daughter called my nephew and told him that they removed 7 teeth. Tell mom I can't talk, I'm in a lot of pain. So when he told me, I said, no, 7, who does that? It must be 2. She was complaining of 2. So he says, no, what she said was 7. So when we got there, I went to the toilet and I texted her. I said, what's this? Is it true? So she says, yes. So I said, how come? How are you feeling? So she says, I'm in a lot of pain. So I said, okay, I'll talk to you later. So I was just wondering. So the 5 days later, I got on the plane to come here. When I got to Gatwick, she wasn't at the airport. And she just called, oh, Mom, I'll come and see you tomorrow. So I'll still stay at my sister's. I said, okay. So when they came now with her dad the following day, and I just said, how can you allow a dentist to remove 7 teeth at the same time? Then she was trying to explain. Then her dad just says, oh, her dad wanted to say something. Then she says, oh, I haven't told. So I said, what is it that you haven't told? Then her dad says, oh, those tests, when they came out, she has got stage 4 lymphoma cancer. And the chemo will start on Friday. 2 days. I said, stage 4. How come my daughter is always at the hospital for this, for that? How come they never picked it at an earlier stage than stage 4? So he says, oh, that's the reason why they had to remove all the 7 at the same time, because whatever was wrong with her, they are treating everything urgently so that they start the chemo because of a situation. They can't wait. So, it was a shock because I wasn't expecting that. So he says, oh, okay. So when we went there, but I had to talk to the dentist. I said, but how can you take 7 teeth and you don't give her enough for painkiller? So he says, no, that's the standard. We only give paracetamol. That's what we advise for someone to buy paracetamol. Yeah, it's a standard for 1 tooth, not 7. You have to, if you are a real dentist who cares, you should have known immediately afterwards she'll be in a lot of pain. So anyway, my daughter
just said, allowed to take out 7 teeth at the same time, are they? Is it allowed?
Well, because they didn't want a situation where they are taking one. There was a lot that they needed. It's like when you are going for chemo, if you have got an infection in your body anywhere, I think they have to treat that
first, yeah,
before they start the chemo. Otherwise, it's like it will just that will be in the way of their plan.
Okay.
So because when we went there to the dentist, because it wasn't the gums were not healed properly, so they postponed the chemo to the following week, and that's how we started the chemo. The prescription for the chemo was 6 cycles of chemo infusions and 3 in the spine. The 3 in the spine was because they felt they actually say the consultant actually said normally it runs to the brain. So we have to give chemo as well in the spine. So okay, our first chemo, she started on the 3rd of March 2020, and it was there was no effect. So it says, oh, so there isn't really much about chemo. Even then after that, we were dispensed with a lot of drugs. It's not just about an infusion of chemo. I'm not a nurse. So when we come here now, I just got the dining table and I displayed all the files, everything. Anti-sickness, anti-diarrhea, all sorts of drugs, steroids. So the next one was another infusion. After that one, it was now the one in the spine. That was the most horrible experience we had, because the doctor who was trying to do she failed to get where it's like it's lumbar puncture, and she needed to get some fluid, and then after that then he inject the chemo. She tried several times, she failed. And meanwhile, I was holding her like this. And then she had to go out and get another person. That person anyway just tried once, and she got the fluid, and then he did that. And I was advised to give her some Coca-Cola. After that, she needs to lie down flat so that she doesn't get dizzy. So when that finished, I went downstairs to the cafeteria to buy Coca-Cola, and I just started crying. When I came back to bring the Coca-Cola, I found her crying too. So after that, we sat down, and when the results came anyway, it showed that she didn't have any, there was no chemo. There was no cancer in the spine. So obviously it hasn't reached the brain. So we sat down. I told her father, I said, that is the last one in the spine. I'm not going to allow her to take the other 3. This is what happened. I explained to him, and he says, oh no. So we went back, we researched on all that, and then we went back to see the pharmacist. And we asked him, what is the purpose of this? We don't need any more of this. So the pharmacist said, oh no, didn't they explain why? He says, no, they told us that it has to be, just in case there is a cancer just in case it has gone to the brain. Now the results are saying that there is no cancer in the spine. So why should we continue with it? Why should you put chemo there where there is no cancer? So the pharmacist just says, okay, I'm just going to arrange a meeting with the consultants so that they explain everything with you. So anyway, we told him that, whatever the situation, she's not going to continue with that because the experience was just too much. So after that was cancelled. But on 24th of May, my daughter, when the time when COVID was now a big deal. So there was a time when now they were not allowing anybody to go into the hospital. And the hospital she was going, our hospital decided that all the patients will have to be screened for COVID. When she went for chemo, and they took the swab, the following day, the phone rang. She tested positive to COVID. On top of the cancer, on top of plus she had sores, she was vomiting. So we knew if they put her on those machines, she won't make it because she was just too weak. And the chemo was suspended. So it says no until we clear the chemo, the COVID clears. We can't continue with chemo. So it says okay. So every week we'll take her to the hospital for a swab. It's still positive. Take her to it's still positive. Sometimes when she's very ill, we'll be waiting in the car park. And we were just pleading, please, we'll continue looking after her from home. And those days, they didn't want COVID patients in the hospital. They were just too happy to let us. Yeah. So he says, we have to be steaming. We can't do it in hospital. And she's not eating. Nobody's going to force a COVID patient to eat. She's vomiting. They will just leave her there. So each time we would negotiate with the doctors. No, we know it's but our fear was the minute they'll put her on those machines, that will be the end, because she was very, very weak. And there was a time when she was she had a bad headache, and the consultant, we called the ambulance, and when they came, they decided, no, we are taking her in. When the ambulance was outside there, and I told her one time, we went outside. We asked, can we follow? They said no, because you won't even be allowed in the hospital. We'll call you. We were standing there. What was going on in my mind was, they said the last time we'll see this girl. So when she went there, she was still with COVID. She was put in a room somewhere where they would even forget that she's there. Sometimes they haven't even given her any food. And there was a time when she was in pain. She had the sores. I've never seen sores on one's tongue. When they are taking when they are giving children an injection, they normally numb it. They numb the area. So that's what they were giving us. 30 minutes before we give her food, we'll numb the sores in her mouth. Jesus. And she had them. She had them down below. She had. Oh my gosh, my daughter had already suffered. One time she was in hospital and the nurses administered that gel. And she was screaming. I called and she was screaming. I picked the phone and I called her father. I said, hear the scream from your daughter. Please call the hospital. So he called and told them, why should my daughter be in so much pain when she's in hospital? You control that pain. So we went and we just said, no, let's just have her back home. So really, For the whole year 2020, personally, I didn't see it, other than I can count with my fingers the number of days I went out there to go to the hospital for chemo or for tests or to collect medication. Otherwise, I was just indoors. She's vomiting. I'm cleaning up the vomit, diarrhea, give the medication, that sort of thing. It was terrible. When the COVID now took over, just word went off that anybody who wants to see Mwila alive must go and see her now.
Oh, God.
Her sister, her friend, pleaded with her sister that, please, I want to see Mwila. So she called me asking for permission. I said, oh, there's nothing, there's no problem. She can come and see her. So when they came, this lady was our angel. They came, they were seated there with masks, and I'm there, she vomits with a bucket, I'm running up and down. And then when I sat, I was now crushing vitamin C. And then this lady asked me, Auntie, what else do you give her? So I told her, I said, oh, I'm juicing all the time. I'm giving a juice, carrot juice. We're doing, I don't want to mention the name. Another product, we're using it. I said, we are using this one, and we are using this, and all these vitamins. This is the way I take it. I administer it. I would crush it, add it with a little water, and then pull it with a syringe, and then just squeeze it at the back of her throat, because her mouth was all covered in sores. And then she says, but Auntie, there's Juice Plus. Have you heard of it? I said, no. What is it? She says, all those things you are talking about, I know about them, but I think Juice Plus can helps. Try it. So as she was talking about it, her sister now just says, you don't like taking medication. The supplement she's talking about is very expensive. If I buy it, are you going to take it? So I just said, please, just bring it. The way I'm feeding her, that's the way I'll be giving it to her. Just bring it. The following morning, she brought a box. She just came with this box. And I started giving her. She didn't give us proper instructions. All she said was 2 a day. And when we opened the box, we thought 1 green a day, the following day, another color, the other day, another color. So instead, we decided, no, she's very poorly. We'll be giving her 2 in the morning, 2 lunch, 2 in the evening. Not knowing that was the correct dosage. And also, I was pinched. Sometimes I would get something from there. Her dad would also get something from there, but it was specifically for her. 3 days, the diarrhea stopped. We just said, today she hasn't vomited. At least the porridge, at least everything she has eaten, she hasn't vomited. 2-3 days.
Can I just hold you just there a little bit, ma'am? First of all, I like to say, oh my God, you are an iron lady. You are a strong woman. You are an amazing woman. For you to stand by your daughter through all these kind of challenges and not give up on her. Other people would have given up, but they did not. Like when I'm thinking, I was just writing down all the things that you're saying she's gone through. You mean she was having sores, she was vomiting, she had diarrhea, she's been through chemo. And in 3 days after taking Juice Plus, if I heard you well, she stopped vomiting.
The vomiting
She's been vomiting for how many years? You said
You
since
know,
2019.
this is just one thing I discovered. The main side effect of chemo is vomiting and diarrhea. But vomiting is the main one. Mm-hmm. And we were given 3 different types of anti-sickness. Mm-hmm. So we were given all 3 different types. Mm-hmm. The vomiting was still there. So when that happened, it was like, what has happened today? She started the Juice Plus in May of 2020. End of May, beginning of June. Within a week, the diarrhea also stopped.
Wow.
In 2 weeks' time, my daughter came out, Mommy, can I sit with and watch TV with everybody? Wow. Because she was just in a room. So, yeah, you are not, why should you stay there alone? You come and just feel free. So I'm telling you, from there, the mouth sores dried. She had this, she had the sores down below there. What do they call them?
The thrush?
No, not thrush. The thing which they would come out like the stomach is coming out.
Or hemorrhoid.
Yes. Yeah, they were septic, and there were sores on them. So the numbing gel they were giving us, she was told to put on those sores as well every hour. So we had to Google on Amazon and buy some of it from Amazon, because what the hospital gave us wasn't,
the supply wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough, and they were not willing to give us enough. So from there, my daughter just says, I want my room to be painted white. When I saw it, everything changed completely. For her birthday, everybody back home, all they wanted to say is Mwila. All they wanted to say is Mwila. Mwila is able to stand. Mwila is able to enjoy her birthday. That is August. And I'm talking of, she started this product in May. August. This is someone who was literally on a deathbed. When you look at the statistics, she had no immunity, nothing at all, zero. Even that chemo which she remained, the consultant even cancelled it in the end. She says no, she won't benefit from it. It's pointless. It was cancelled. So in September, I've got it here. We went here. He says, okay, let's go. We went and bought a paint, and we painted our room, and my daughter started painting my house, the corridor.
Wow.
And
Someone
I took,
that was bedridden.
yes,
Started
on 26th,
painting the house.
actually on 26th of August, our dad now started doing exercises with her. He will come, put her on a bike, do some exercise, and we were just clapping. Hey, Mwila, go, Mwila, go, Mwila.
Wow.
September, my daughter was painting the corridor there. And I took a video. Where has this energy come from? Because you had no energy. I was carrying her sometimes to the toilet. Where has the energy come from? Straight away I booked a holiday back home. And everybody, no, how can you come? How can you leave the patient that says, no, it's me who is now going to die. It's me who needs a holiday. This patient is okay. My dad will manage.
Wow. So you mean just, Mama,
yes.
You mean just from taking Juice Plus products?
We were doing everything. Let me tell you, and I'm not saying the Juice Plus is a medication.
I know we're not doing anything.
We were doing all the right things. We were doing everything else with vitamins and some other herbal products from some other companies. I just don't want to mention the name. It's one of the leading products, company. We were doing all these things. The only thing that we added, if anything, after after all that finished, the mouth so dried. The vitamins, I took them to Africa. On a Zoom one time, I asked Nona, I said, can I continue giving her vitamin D? And she told me that, well, if you want, you can continue, but she may not really need it. So from there, my daughter started now just review. She subscribed to a YouTube channel, and she was making reviews on books, like whatever book she reads, then she would make a review on YouTube. And that's how from that time it has been strength to strength. My daughter is okay. Around Christmas, she picked COVID from a party. 3 days before Christmas, she was the one to host Christmas this year. And I got a little bit frustrated. So I just said, don't worry, we'll just continue with what we are doing. By Christmas, my daughter was helping with cooking. It was as if it was just a small thing.
Wow.
That's how powerful this thing is. Even when I went back home on that holiday, I bought for my family members back home because I know my family members, someone is not well.
Give it to them. So, Ma, can I just cut you short there to just ask? So, I believe in your journey of all these challenges that your daughter was having, you tried different things. You just mentioned that you also tried different products from reputable companies, and none of those things really were effective until you tried taking Juice Plus. That's when you saw a major turnaround in health. Like,
major turnaround. It was like, and it was only these three. When I saw something, then I saw some, I saw the charity because she had actually sent me some information about it. But
okay, these three, right? You're talking about.
yes, it was just the first the premium capsules.
Hmm.
It was just the premium capsules. Then a week later, when I saw Omega being advertised, I decided I should add Omega to it.
Hmm.
No, at that point I wasn't trying because I knew this is the real. This is this is the miracle. You know, God used this to deliver my daughter from stage 4 lymphoma cancer. It's even beyond that stage. And me, while my daughter was going down, I was also going down mentally.
It's only normal. Every mother would be in that same position.
So, and we are talking today, you know, it's Women's Day. For a mother nursing a child, if anything, I was more sick than she was. Seeing your daughter, you give her medication, you give her food, and immediately she vomits. You can see my daughter is going down, and the only thing that will give her something is maybe if she can keep this porridge down, and you see her vomiting. A bucket was by her bedside, and you are there. You wash her. You gargle her mouth. Give her time. Again, you try.
I thank God for giving
I can't even imagine. And I always say it's a miracle because one, the prayers that went forth. Because personally, I didn't even think of praying. Well, I didn't even have time to pray. But anybody that in my phone book, whom I know can pray, I reached out to them. Pastor Sheila, Pastor, everyone, I know this one can pray. I told them, please, this is the situation. But the time of COVID was also a time when we were isolated. And when people heard that there is even COVID on top of cancer, there was nobody, not even a phone call. Not even a phone call.
I'll say this is a miracle, ma. Imagine people that are normal with COVID.
Yes, that's how
dying.
God uses, God will remove everything that you are depending on. And in my situation, he removed friends, he removed family, he removed everybody to a point where I said, this is God. And God sent this lady. Even last Christmas, I told my daughter, ring that lady and say thank you. I don't know whether she's doing this business, but I'm so grateful to this company because by now, all I would have been receiving is, oh, sorry, yeah, we heard, yeah, sorry. That would have been my story. Maybe I could have also died. You know, when you go through that over a year and then your child goes down, I don't know, maybe I would have been in a mental hospital, drugged. But even my mental situation has been restored by this.
Wow.
Not a cure, but supported. And when I've gone through the research, because I've now researched it deeper, how food works, how food how food works to eliminate all the bad things in our body. Plant-based food. I'm telling you, people will say, "Oh no, these things are expensive." I just tell them, when I look at my daughter being alive, I can't put a price on it. And when people say, "Okay, can I buy?" I at one point I said, if someone wants the result that I got, I can't say take the vegetables, take omega, take the complete set. The synergy from all these, all the fruits, all the berries, all the vegetables, and the omegas, the 5 omegas, it's everything working together that gave that impact. So anybody who comes to me, they're asking for, I just tell them, no, if you want the results that I got, try all of them 4. And give me your story, because I got results within 2 weeks. I was happy. And you saw my daughter.
Thank you so much, both ladies.
And my daughter has offered to talk to anybody who is going through. She's still not there to come live like this, but she has promised she can talk to someone to encourage them.
If she's ready, Ma, okay, now it's okay. If you can check if she's ready before, because our time is fast spent. We just have a few minutes before we end. So if she's ready, we would be so much delighted to hear from her, Let them hear from the horse's mouth. It would be brilliant. But if not, that is still okay. We do understand, it's very sensitive and touching. Like, I couldn't help myself. I was crying because it touches me deep inside. I'm a mother too. I just imagine, I put myself in your shoes and I ask myself, was I going to be able to bear that burden? I thank God for giving you that strength and that courage. It takes great strength and courage. Thank God also for your faith, because other people that don't believe in anything, maybe they would have even killed themselves or done something. But I believe our faith sometimes also plays a very big role, because when you have people prayer, we have people encouraging you, praying with you, it gives you hope. It boosts your spirit.
That's
what also made me to cry, I remembered when the doctor said to me, the clock is ticking. When you're told that kind of a thing, my God, if you've not been told that, you can never know what it feels like. So imagine being told your daughter that, come and say your goodbyes. Oh my God, I don't know if people really understood what she was saying. I don't know if they really get I thank God for you, not refusing and rejecting. Thank God you said those 3 words, YES, to trying this amazing product. Because if you didn't try, we'd be talking a different story, like you said. Would have been saying,
definitely.
Condolences. But now we are saying congratulations. Just because of this amazing
the other bit, Bianca, the chemo gave early menopause. So the hospital gave her an appointment to to analyze, to confirm that yes, she has the chemo destroyed everything. But because her sister was also having some problems, so I said, look at the situation. Please, let's just concentrate on this, what we are doing. Concentrate on taking this. We'll say maybe after you don't have to go for those tests. I said, no, don't go for that test. Because if it comes that you can never have any children, it will just break your father's heart. When she from nowhere, she just started. She just said, "Oh, Mom, the period has come."
Oh, thank God! Hallelujah.
And that day, her dad picked her. They went to see her sister. So they passed by Tesco, and they were picking things from. And then she picked some sanitary pads, and so her dad says, "Why are you taking that?" So he says, "No, it's for me," because he thought maybe she's buying for her friend. When they got to her sister's place, her father called me. You can imagine a man rejoicing over a period of wait. I told him, "No, sorry, I didn't tell you. I didn't have time to tell you. I was going to tell you." He says, "So this is now a good sign, at least." So even that one, for my daughter, it reversed whatever chemo did. It may not work for everybody, but with that, you exercise, taking a lot of fluid, which we were doing. The only thing that we injected was this. That's why I always point to this. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, my sister.
Oh, I would say, no, I'm the one to say thank you, because, I mean, if it was me sharing this, I'll be crying throughout, seriously, to be serious, because this is so touching. It's so emotional, because, if it's making me cry and I'm not the one that is like, was experiencing that, I imagine you, that is the owner, that was experiencing this firsthand. When you talk about something, sometimes it's like you're opening up a wound, of something that you are trying to forget and heal from. Thank you so much for taking this courage, and on this amazing day, like International Women's Day, to come and pour out your heart and share this amazing story, which I know is not easy. I know it took a lot of courage for you to agree to do this. I want to say thank you so much. God bless you for doing that. And for you watching at home, please help us to share this video. There are so many of our sisters, our brothers. We know this deadly thing is killing people out there. Let them try this. We're not saying, disclaimer, we are not making any medical claim. We didn't say this will heal. It heals. It supports. Like you heard us saying, it supported a daughter. She couldn't eat. She had sores in her mouth. It supported her daughter who had been on chemo. She got COVID, even on top of her immune system was 20. I don't know if you heard that. Imagine you have that low.
When we started this one, it was already completely zero.
Imagine, it was zero. Her immune system was zero. And she got COVID. Can you imagine? She still even survived that. I mean, I don't know what else will I say. She went into any menopause. There's so much that she mentioned here. Like, I mean, a word is enough for the wise. If, if you've been skeptical, someone has been talking to you about this amazing product. Whoever shared this video with you, please reach out to that person and say, I want to try this miracle beans, this amazing product that is doing this kind of things. We are not saying, guaranteeing you that it will do the same for you. but it's worth a try. It's worth a try. You will never know until you try.
You try.
So thank you once again, Boss Lady Charity, for coming on board to share. And to our viewers back at home, thank you so much for those that have shared this amazing video so that we spread this good word to help people. Maybe someone is going to get their deliverance. Someone is going to get their solution today on this. You'll mark this day as an important day in your calendar because maybe it's going to save a sister, a brother's life. So please do not be selfish. If you watched and enjoyed this episode, please go and share to as many people as possible. And don't look for me or Boss Lady Charity. Go back to the person that shared this video with you. They'll definitely help you and show you the way forward. And to my lady, amazing bossmen and ladies in the Zoom here, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be going off Facebook right now. God bless you for all watching tonight. So we'll see you again on Thursday for Real Talk with Bianca, Mindset, your roadway to wealth. And next week, Tuesday, again, we're going to have another amazing speaker that is going to come and share the amazing journey to inspire us. God bless you all and enjoy your Women's Day. God bless you all, amazing women out there. I love you all. Bye. So, all right. So we're off Facebook. Whoever's still live. Okay, let me unmute everyone. Yes. Okay.
Oh my God,
Let me stop recording.
Yes.
Recording stopped.
Okay.